Not sure if you've seen this in your feed as I have, but it is becoming clear as day. Everyone is quitting real estate agents, real estate brokers, escrow, even investors, wholesalers, flippers, and even some big names like Graham Stephan, Ryan Pineda. They all have other avenues that they are focused on. So I want to have a conversation with Casey from Brick by Breath and Brick by Brick and just say, why the heck is everybody quitting? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Should we be concerned? Casey, I don't know if you've seen it, but everybody seems to be quitting real estate. What are you thinking?
I think everyone goes through different seasons in life, and some people are in one season and they're not in the other season. And big names like that you just mentioned, Ryan Pineda and all of them, these people have buku bucks. They have made the easy money. They have multiple seven-figure businesses. And perhaps now in this season of their life, putting their efforts towards growing those businesses is more fruitful
Yeah,
than
that's true.
perhaps real estate. So I could say that possibly for the bazillionaires that have tons and tons of money, that it maybe
Right.
is easier for them or more worthwhile to focus on their big businesses versus the small potatoes. Now, one thing I'll say is real estate is all, in my opinion, always going to be a good investment. It is a hard asset. People are always going to need a place to live. Has it gotten harder over the years to make money in real estate? For sure it has.
Of course.
Inflation is crazy and wages aren't raising the same. I mean, it's just harder to buy things in general. Milk costs more, going out to eat costs more, real estate costs more. So your investments are going to cost more. They aren't going to be as fruitful as they used to be with as little effort. So it's going
Yeah.
to cost more money to get in. It's going to take more time and energy to find the really good deals, in my opinion. And when it comes to real estate agents, I was one for 7 years and I was a real estate agent. I started in 2007. And I remember my broker in my office said, and I mean, I looked so young and I was in my 20s. And he says, and I remember this. He brought me into his office, brand new book. I don't even think I was hired yet. Like I was interviewing. He said, Casey, are you sure you want to start real estate right now? Like
Yeah.
2007 hasn't happened yet. It's booming. I look really young. I'm in Orange County, California. He's thinking, you look real, his thing was, you look really young. This is I mean, it's a dog eat dog world. Are you sure that you want to do it? And I was like, for
Mm,
sure. Yes, I do. I'm
mm,
young. Like, I'm going to do this. And
yeah.
then we had the market crash and agents were out, investors were out. And I think when the
Yeah.
going gets tough, the tough get going, or the people quit.
Yep. Yeah. It's funny. I've been doing this 25 years. And frankly, I've seen this movie before. And real estate is one of those things that it has seasons, it has waves. And this is the second time I've seen a wave of easy money. And, easy money attracts a lot of people, a lot of them good, some of them bad. And, you know, the easy money's over,
Yeah.
which again, as an operator, as a buy and hold forever guy, I am so happy everybody's quitting. It makes my job easier. I hate competition. I hate people who overpay. I hate people who think it's easy. So I like that people are quitting because it just makes my job easier. But this is the same crap I saw in, going from '06 to 2010. '06 again, it was easy money.
Yep.
I remember people telling me this, Casey. Real estate only goes up. And
Yeah.
they believed it with every fiber of their body. And then smack, '08, 9, 10,
Yeah.
11 negative years. And then all of a sudden, dude, I mean, I remember in 2010, it was like, this is like yesterday. In 2010, in my market, I don't know your guys' market across the country, but in my market on Monday morning at I think 8:15, we would get a load. That's what they called it, a load of new foreclosures.
Mhm.
And what I learned via trial and error is you could write up an offer that was 19% below list price and have a very good chance of getting the deal. not 20, but 19 for whatever reason. It didn't always work, but it worked enough. And I remember, and when it was the best time to buy, everybody was scared. And oh, by the way, let's not forget, banks stopped lending. I loved it, because if nobody can get a loan, that means prices have to collapse. One of the things that people forget about the 08 to 2010, 11 is banks didn't lend to investors. That's when the whole rule of 4 came along. And I loved it. Why? Because not many people were willing to go get a hard money loan at 12%. And oh, by the way, have to put 40% down. That's what we did.
Wow.
And that's why we bought stuff at 40 grand, 36 grand, 32 grand, 28 grand was the cheapest house we bought.
Oh, man, I wish
that
I
to
was
happen
your
again.
age. I mean, you know, I'm not that much younger, but I was just too young during the market crash to have any money to buy anything. You know, we were in our 20s, and I'm, you know, no 18-year-old with a Lambo. So we were just regular people in Orange County, you know. But I remember, because I was in real estate during the market crash, I remember older people who had done all these, you know, 10-1, you know, ARM loans. They had balloon payments.
Yeah. Bad.
And what are you going to do in California when your real estate drops 30, 40%? I mean, there were foreclosures all over the place. Most of my business was short sales. Like, I had clients that were wanting to buy short sales. That was, you know, they took forever. And finally the banks, like, the whole industry changed. Real estate industry, lending industry changed after that. And that's and having gone through that personally is one reason why I am so careful with real estate, and why
30-year debt, Casey, 30-year debt, right? Yes.
Yes. I saw people lose everything. Even some of my very first students in my program, they're old. They were older, in their 60s, and they went through foreclosures and bankruptcy, and it took them 7 to 10 years to get back on track with their credit score and to get that off their record and have money again. That's a lifetime, pretty much. It's a long time to have to start over, to wait to start over, to build something. That's 10 years wasted. I mean, I did not want to do that when I started investing in real estate, because I saw that market crash. I saw how it affected real people in California. And that's why a lot of my investments, the rentals are very safe. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if they drop 40% in value, because I have the 30-year fixed debt. And, you know, to your point, real estate goes down, but it does go back up. It just might take a while. And if you can hold on through that time period, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's always the debt, folks. I wish more and more people realize that, the debt that blows up. So even if you have a 40% crash and you have residential properties and you're not selling, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your net worth may take a hit, but who cares? You don't typically live on your net worth. It's the cash flow. The other thing I love about the fact that everybody's quitting is I'm seeing a lot of pretenders, right? When money was easy and you could get a house and wholesale it for 40 grand, and, you know, just everybody was, you know, just printing money. You got a lot of pretenders. You also got a lot of grifters. There's a lot of people that came into the game just as a grift, and they're getting exposed, right? There's more and more people getting caught for Ponzi schemes and other disgusting things. And, you know, pretenders and grifters are going away. And frankly, again, I'll say it, I love that. I hated 21 and 22. I think I did 15 transactions in that 18-month period, and I hated every one. It had to be cash. It had to be fast. It had to waive this, had to waive that. Now, you know, we could, and they all worked out, but man, I could not imagine being an FHA or VA buyer in that period. You never even get a look.
No. I mean, hopefully with all this that's going on and people getting out of the game, and, you know, I'm an investor, but I'm also a consumer too. I also have friends and family, and there's real life people out there that would love to own a home that can't, you know. So I don't know what's really going to happen with the real estate industry as far as just a regular owner occupied person goes. But I do hope that whatever happens with the economy and everything, that we are able to get people back into buying homes, into home ownership, because turning into renter nation, that's not good for America.
Agreed.
That is not
100%.
good for America.
Not something I want. But the good, again, this should be seen as good news. I love the fact, again, I'll say it, that everybody's quitting. Grifters are gone. Pretenders are gone. The only people that are sticking around are people that do the work. They have a buy box. They're long-term buy and hold, get rich slow, not get rich tomorrow. It's the best time to be that person.
Yeah.
Again, we heard a story from realtor.com that 87% or 70, I think it was 77% of people think it's a bad time to buy. You guys are idiots.
That's the best time if they're saying that. It's always the
It's
opposite.
the best time to buy. It might be a horrible time to sell. I would not want to be a seller today.
No.
This is a great time to buy. Track days on market, write disrespectful offers, follow up, follow up, follow up. Oh, by the way, we're heading into the winter. And if I haven't told you this,
say that. Yep.
if I haven't told you this before, but between October 31st, AKA Halloween, and New Year's Day, I've done 60% of my transactions.
You know, it's funny because a lot of mine have been in the winter too.
Yeah, it's just everybody disappears and they get stupid and
right
lazy.
right after school starts. Usually is when we end up buying something, and then we're renovating it over the winter. We might have to keep it for an extra month or two because, you know, it's winter, it's cold, it's holidays, and, you know, but that's cool. Then we just rent it out in February or March and we get it. You know, it takes a little longer, but that is too when we've gotten the deals. That's when we've gotten our off-market deal. That's when we've gotten the word of mouth. People that want to sell, that don't really want to put it on the market, or they feel they've waited too long, you know, to get it on the market. And they're like, well, shoot, I better do something now. They're now selling. People that did not want to sell, but know they have to sell, are now feeling the push to like, oh, I guess I better sell now.
Yeah, there are people that have the year-end issue. They got to close in 2025 and the days are getting short and they got plenty of equity, and so you just never know. Write those disrespectful offers, follow up. Again, most of my deals I get on this third or fourth offer. Guys, this takes work. Building wealth takes work. And again, I want to say, I am glad the grifters and pretenders are quitting. It makes my job easier.
Yeah. I got a little question for you, just pop into my mind. So you know how Trump put back in the bonus appreciation, 100%, all that. Well, do you think that the fact that it was declining the past several years had something to do with more investors hurrying to buy properties because every year the bonus appreciation was lessening? And then now that it's back to 100%, there's no rush either to go buy something.
I think the first year that it came out, it obviously had some impact. I think you could see it in the data that transactions were up because of that. Frankly, you want to know some really dirty? I think a lot of syndications pushed bonus depreciation as one of their benefits. And Casey, they're about to F their LPs, because not only did the LPs lose their down payment, they're going to get hit with depreciation recapture. So not only did they lose the 100 grand, but they're going to have to cut a check to the IRS for 12 to 15 grand. It's going to be a double whammy. So again, chasing taxes to do deals is never a great strategy. But yes, I think that first 100 year wrapped into easy money and bridge debt forced a lot of people to do what in hindsight is stupid things. And it's going to hurt. Yes.
Yeah, I was just curious on that because I had some people message me, go, oh, I'm not in a rush now. I got the bonus appreciation back. And then I was like, well, that's true. And then I'm like, well, I wonder if the declining had anything to do with
I think it did.
Pushing it through in the few earlier years.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think whoever asked that was onto something. Yeah. I mean, I could say just for myself, I'm in no rush because again, like if this year was 100 and tomorrow and next year was 80, I might try to get something done in December, where now if it goes from December to January, it's,
no big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. But at the end of the day, I think it's good news for you and I that people are quitting. It makes, it's again, the turtle and the hare, right? When money's easy, all the pretenders and grifters come in and they're the hare, and you and I look slow. You and I look slow when there's a bunch of grifters and pretenders. But now that they're dropping out and dying of exhaustion and bankruptcy, here we come as the turtle, just going to win the race again.
Now let's just hope they can all get jobs.
Nah, I don't really care. If they're a grifter, they can go to jail. I don't really care. Casey, where can people find you?
People can find me every week on YouTube. I am loving YouTube. I know I said every week, and it took you like 2 years to tell me to get back into YouTube. I just said it last week. I am so glad that you did. I'm really enjoying YouTube. The quality of comments that I'm getting and the interaction with people is so worth the effort. It takes me 10, 12 hours to do one video with all the components. I edit and do all the things. But anyways, you can find me on Instagram, on my website, or on YouTube at Brick by Brick Wealth.
Thank you so much. Have a great week.